Oh, and how could I forget the most ridiculous part about Mikola is that he can actually turn your character gay. Thankfully, it didn't happen to me.
Welcome back, boys, to another one of my amazing Syntheticman videos. So this time, a lot of people are angry over a video that Syntheticman made reviewing Shadow of the Earth 3, which is a DLC for Elden Ring. Now, I don't really care about like his critique of the gameplay and shit like that. There have been plenty of people who talked about that, and I simply don't really give a fuck. The only thing I noticed is that he complained a lot about the game being too hard and unfair, but then also complained that there were items making the game too easy. It's like, yeah, that's what those items are for, right? So that in case you can't beat a boss, you can just use the easier items if you want to, right? And I mean easier items, not like he did. He actually used a broken build, which will be nerfed in the next patch probably, in order to complete, like, cheese the game and kill bosses in 2 hits. That's bullshit. I'm talking about just, like, normal items that make the game easier. Anyway, I went to this video to see, oh, maybe there is something I can critique here. Let's just check it out. So I went to look through the chapters. It all seemed like pretty basic shit, you know, him talking about the bosses, him talking about the open world. And then I saw this. Mikola, the incestuous gay fanboy. Now, it turns out Syntheticman doesn't really like the lore of Elden Ring, and I'm not gonna pretend like I'm an expert in the lore or that I really care about the lore, but the shit he says is just so out of pocket and sometimes just untrue, and he also complains a bunch about shit being woke when it clearly isn't. So, yeah, I'm not gonna spoil anything further, let's just get right into it, because it's the funniest shit ever, dude. It's so fucking stupid.
So Mikola has been using his mind control powers to basically make everyone love him. He wants to ascend to be a god. That's not really a problem. What is a problem is that he's not just a femboy, he wants to have gay incestuous sex with his older brother Radahn.
Wait, what the fuck? Where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? The part with like him wanting incestuous sex with his brother. Like, what even in the story alludes to that being true? Please, like, genuinely explain to me. This is the problem of being completely fucking Coomer-brained, right? Having fucking terminally online brain rot. You see everything as, like, sex or extremist politics. That's the problem with being always online.
And because you killed him in the main game, and you also killed Mohg, he uses Mohg's body and infuses it with Radahn's soul, and now they're gay lovers for eternity. But it gets worse. Radahn isn't gay, or at the very least he didn't want to be his brother's consort. So the background behind the cool opening movie that everyone's seen where Melania fights Radahn is that Mikola made his sister go fight Radahn to like knock some sense into him so that he would have gay sex with his brother.
It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. How can you like think this? It's never, nowhere in the game is this implied, by the way, that there's any like gay sex going on or whatever. I'm guessing that he's purely basing this off of the fact that the word consort is used to describe the relationship. Now, a consort is usually a spouse of a monarch, but can also be a companion. But that's in real life. Within the lore of Elden Ring, it's pretty clear. Now, I'm not that well versed in Elden Ring lore, but from what I can tell, a consort-like relationship within this universe between 2 demigods here is like, it's a very like special, like deep, mostly magical relationship, and nowhere is it implied that sex has anything to do with it. And this just purely comes from like Syntheticman's Coomer brain, right? And I know he's got Coomer brain because Coomers for some reason really need to talk about whatever fucked up like fetishes they're into, and Syntheticman loves to talk or joke. He loves to joke about him being into fuda porn, which, if you don't know what it is, that's women with cocks, right? But he jokes about it so much that it's almost not really a joke.
Ma, thanks for the 2 books. I saw a clip of you saying you love fuda cock. Why? It's well, partially the Immortals of Avium thing was just like a Coomer thought, but the fuda thing doesn't need to be brought up again. But yeah. I feel like there's way too many people who don't watch the streams regularly for this to keep coming up. Way too many people. Plug for new Abby to shove her giant food cock in my ass. There you go, I said it!
I'm not here to, like, shame anybody. You get to be into whatever the fuck you want. I don't care, right? I don't care if you're into that kind of shit. But it's kind of funny that this guy, by the way, who is so anti-LGBT, is into something that clearly isn't straight. Like, it might not be gay to be into women with dicks, but, you know, you still want to suck a cock, right? It's not straight. Anyway, just a bit hypocritical there. I think my guy might be deep in the closet.
And look, I obviously hesitate to call this DLC woke, but I am noticing From Software including more and more left-wing content into their games, whether it's the sheer number of girl bosses. Yeah, there's a lot more strong female knight characters in this DLC.
Oh no! Women in my video game? What else? What am I to do? I can't play this game if there's women in it with swords being badass. Only men can do that. Women need to cook and clean. The game is too woke. There's a woman with a sword. That is exactly what you sound like, by the way. Like, you do realize that this game is made by, like, Miyazaki, right? And the lore is made by George R.R. Martin. Miyazaki's incredibly, very clearly inspired by Berserk, which is something you mentioned multiple times in this video. All those people have written multiple stories with, like, strong, badass knight women in them. And if you're gonna tell me, like, oh, well, those stories are woke too, you're really gonna tell me that Berserk and A Song of Ice and Fire, which started, you know, both in, like, the 80s and 90s, that those stories are woke? They're not woke. You're just sexist, mate.
There's also the Two Fingers priest dude, Ymir, who once you kill the Mother of Fingers in his basement, he becomes the mother, a man becomes a mother, and they don't try to explain it, and it sounds like pure, gross, autogynephiliac fetish content, and I killed him in 2 hits, just to completely ignore that bullshit.
Yay, more Coomer-brained fucking opinions. That's great. Now, see, this isn't a person, right? Like, the Mother of Fingers is not human. It's a magical being. And I'm not sure if you know this, but throughout a lot of folklore, certain magical creatures are capable of changing their gender at will. Not even magical creatures, right? Creatures on Earth, like slugs and shit, can change their gender at will. It is not that far-fetched to claim that a magical being in a fictional story changed its gender. Like, I don't get this. I know that your immediate thought is like, oh, this is trans propaganda. This is woke garbage in my game. It's like, dude, this has been a thing in a lot of folklore, right? And other stories. This isn't new at all. But I guess because it's done now in 2024, it must be woke propaganda or whatever. Also, are we sure that the creature, right, the entity here, changes his gender? Or is it just, or is Mother of Fingers just a title, right? Those are questions that aren't even being asked by Syntheticman. He just sees what he thinks is a trans person and immediately gets mad.
I don't know, man. Am I completely schizo for pointing out that this DLC released in Pride Month and has all of this gay content, or at least gay-aligned content in it?
Yes, you are. Also, please enlighten me. What is gay-aligned content? What is that? I know what gay content is. That's pretty straightforward, right? When something is gay. What is gay-aligned content? Is a woman holding a sword gay-aligned content? Please confirm or deny. Please explain, okay? I would love to hear what gay-aligned content is.
And I feel like the icing on top of this DLC is that the final cutscene is a flashback to Mikola talking about his brother like it's some kind of romantic thing and we should feel sorry for him.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with romantical feelings at all. The cutscene is literally just him saying, hey, brother, I'm gonna be a god. I would love for you to help me become a god. That's the entire cutscene. If anything, you should be complaining about how shitty of an ending cutscene it is for, you know, being so short, and not implying it's somehow him being romantically in love with his brother, because nothing has indicated that. The only thing indicating that is the word consort, which I've already explained has not only a different meaning in the Elden Ring world, but also could simply just be a companion or a champion of a, royal person.
Oh, and how could I forget the most ridiculous part about Mikola is that he can actually turn your character gay. Thankfully, it didn't happen to me because of the extreme levels of cheese I was employing. But if Radahn grabs your character twice, he auto-kills you and gives you a unique death message.
Okay, first of all, he's all like, oh, I'm glad that didn't happen to me. Dude, you like Fuda porn, okay? That's pretty fucking gay. You're already pretty gay, right? And then second of all, that is not even what is happening. You explained earlier that Mikola used brainwashing power in order to make people love him. Not be in love with him, just love him.
So Mikola has been using his mind control powers to basically make everyone love him. He wants to ascend to be a god.
That is what happens here, right? That's clearly what's happening here. He takes you and he brainwashes you to love him. Not be in love with him, not be gay with him, not turn you gay. Just make you like him so that your character stops fighting. He's brainwashing you, essentially. That is what is happening. It's nothing to do with anything romantic, anything sexual, turning you gay. That's all in your head. That's all in your head. That's not real. Okay? Now anyway, before I end this video, I just want to point out that this guy made a Zelda video, right? We all remember his Zelda review where he claimed that Tears of the Kingdom was grooming children, right? And his main reason for that is that he saw a lot of gay Zelda porn and like Fuda Zelda porn. And I think I even said it in my video about that. But you don't just get randomly recommended the Zelda porn, right? Gay Zelda porn. You have to go looking for that shit. This guy went looking for gay porn. And Fuda porn. But he isn't gay, guys. He definitely isn't gay. Anyway, with that being said, I think I'm gonna end the video here. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.
It's a butt plug for new Abby to shove her giant Fuda cock in my ass. There you go, I said it!